This coffee maker has a lot of features that most coffee makers are lacking. Let's talk about them. So let's go over the details with all the components that come with this machine and we talk about it. This is what you're gonna get out of the box, and it will be kind of overwhelming at first until you know what you're doing. So on the front display, you can see classic, rich, and over ice. Classic is gonna be the typical pour over or K-pods that you wanna use. It'll be a quick extraction. Rich is gonna take a little bit longer and slowly pour water over your K-pod or coffee grounds, whichever one you choose, and give you a much more robust, rich flavor. Over ice is going to pour half the amount of ounces you want. So if you select 6 ounces, it'll pour 3 ounces. If you select 8, it'll be 4, 12, it'll be 6, so on and so forth. Because over ice is trying to compensate for the ice you're putting in either the carafe or in one of your mugs for a K-pod. So when you hit over ice, it'll always cut your overall extraction down in half because it knows the hot coffee is gonna melt that ice. Keep that in mind. Before we get into the rest of the stuff on the display, let me talk about the things that come with it in the box. You have your 55-ounce carafe, but this whole water container will fill up a whole carafe. It's roughly about 55 ounces or so, maybe a little bit more. So you're gonna wanna keep this full if you are doing a full carafe of coffee. Removable lid, obviously easy to clean, very large open lid, and it has a good grab handle. It's not just a smooth surface that a lot of water containers have. This has a good grab handle so you can have good comfortable control over it. And when you put it onto the machine, section right there on the back, that will fit onto the notch of the side of the coffee maker, and the rest just sits into the cradle. Now it won't leak when you remove it. So as you push this down, it'll lock it in and allow water to go through, but you can remove this at any time and it'll stop and water won't pour out the bottom. So don't worry about that. The only thing I really can tell you that I don't like out of the box is this lid. Now obviously as it drips in there, it goes down into the carafe, but I'm a plastic hater. I hate plastic. I don't like microplastics. It's bad for your system. And I hate that this lid has this straw-like thing. So as your coffee's dripping through, it's not only going through plastic already through the machine in certain aspects, not all of it, but certain aspects, but then it funnels through a plastic straw into your, I don't like that at all. So when you're brewing coffee, it's up to you. You can keep this lid on or just pull it off and just let it drip in there completely. Obviously you can screw this down to have the lid open a little bit, or you can screw it all the way closed. That way it doesn't spill and keeps more of the heat in if you want to. This is your coffee basket. Open the lid. This fits right in. Number 4 coffee filter holders. So get number 4 coffee filter holders if you want, or you can use the metal basket that comes with it that fits right in there. This lid, you can see this here, this pops on and off, snaps on, just like that. You close the lid. It knows that you're doing ground coffee. It shows a coffee bean. It knows you're doing ground coffee going into a carafe, and that'll allow you to have the warming plate going as well. Now, if you open this up and you take this out, remove this little basket, don't remove this. This stays in there the entire time. Don't remove that. That stays in there no matter what. But when you put this attachment, this is your K-cup attachment. The tab stays to this side of the machine. You put this over top of the filter basket and close it. Boom, the machine knows instantly by showing the K-cup pod that you're gonna be brewing a K-cup, okay? So it's very intuitive, it knows what you're doing. It all goes off of what's in here that tells the machine what to do. So you add this in there and you're good to go to make K-cup, or you can put the filter basket back in and attach your coffee brewing attachment. I'm doing this all one-handed, it shows you how easy it is. The machine instantly knows you're looking for a larger carafe of coffee. Rather than having a secondary K-cup attachment to it, which takes up a lot more counter space, you just have to replace one of the sections. Now that brings me to this attachment. This attachment will be in your box. This will fit, you see those little prongs? That fits through these holes back here. Now you have a little holder. Now this holder will hold your external devices. This will hold your K-cup, or it'll hold your carafe attachment as you take this off. So you don't have to worry about things fumbling around. You have an ability to house these things accordingly when you're not using one or the other. That being said, the last thing I want to show you is a little scooper. It just snaps right on there and stays right nice and compact. Change the time, whatever you need it to be. You can delay it for when you wake up, and that way it's brewing for you. And the really nice thing is this machine is very, very, very quiet. So you're not going to wake up your wife or significant others, and you don't have to worry about that at all. It'll brew nice and quietly, and when you wake up and get out of bed, you'll have a nice carafe full of coffee, or your travel mug full of coffee, or just your coffee cup full of coffee. This warming plate light will turn on and you'll see it glowing, and it'll be from 2 to 4 hours, and you can adjust that on the display by hitting the warm button. It'll change it from 2 to 4, but that warming plate only works when you have the carafe mode set. So when this is on and you see that coffee bean logo because you have the right attachment in the lid, that warming plate will be able to be turned on, but when you have K-Pod set up in it, it will not be able to turn on. So this will not work. So this is open and this is closed. If you are really anxious, need a cup of coffee and your craft's not full yet and you don't want to wait any longer, you can just click it from open to closed and pull the carafe out and pour your cup of coffee. Obviously do it within a timely manner. Don't wait too long because the brewing process will stop if you leave it in the off position for too long. But you stick the carafe back into the machine, you kick it back over, and the brewing continues to process just like it was doing before. Cleaning mode, obviously it'll push a lot of hot water through it and clean out the device. Fairly simple, the manual tells you what to do. So you have options from 6 to 12 ounces for the K-Cups. Now if you select over ice and you're on 8, it'll brew 4 ounces of coffee, because it's expecting the rest of the fluid of an 8-ounce pour to be the melted ice. If you're on 10, it'll be 5 ounces of coffee. If you're on 12, it'll be 6 ounces of coffee. Ask it in, or your number 4 filter, however you want to do it. You put that attachment on the lid, you close it. Now it's saying coffee beans. It knows exactly what you want instantaneously. You don't have to hit any buttons. And now you have a lot more options for fluid ounces. You have 65 ounces, which, oh, maybe it is a 65. I don't know. 55 and above. We'll keep it in that 55, 65 ounce range. But 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, 28, 40, 52, 65. Personally, I think that's way too many options. Most people either want a half carafe or a full carafe. Once you hit these buttons, that's when it starts brewing. So if I were to hit classic, it'll brew 52 ounces as fast as it possibly can. If you hit rich, it'll be a lot longer time frame to fill this carafe up to 52 ounces, but it'll be much more robust flavor because it's dripping slower onto your coffee grounds. Makes sense, right? And then if you hit over ice, obviously, like I said, it'll cut that ounces down in half, and it'll expect the rest of the fluids in your carafe to be ice. This is a full-size tumbler. That's a big one. That tells you right now it'll hold large travel mugs, no problem. This is the Ninja Dual Brew hot and iced coffee maker. Tons of features, fantastically made, looks great, eye-pleasing, and doesn't take up a lot of counter space. Go check it out.